You already know what's up. What it do, y'all? Y'all see the name of this, y'all see the title of this? Yeah. So if you're a Hulk Hogan fan, you might want to turn this off. Because this ain't the time to be giving him no flowers. I am gonna give you some insight and some perspective on Hulk Hogan. But this time last week, y'all, Netflix dropped the documentary, The Reckoning, Sean Combs, executive produced by 50 Cent. I'm only saying good things here. I'm only saying facts. 50 Cent is the executive producer of that 4-episode documentary. I'm not saying anything crazy. Hey, him and Marlon Wayans are going at it. Have at it. I'm not going to dive into every detail about that particular documentary, but I do want to talk about the principle. And the principle of the whole thing. The principle of the matter is that our eyes were opened up. Some of us were just naive. The majority of us were just ignorant to what was going on behind the scenes. We saw somebody who used to always be in a shiny suit, who used to just be jet skiing everywhere, just living lavish. But on the inside, there were some ugly things going on. Behind closed doors, there were some terrible things that were happening. And it's unfortunate, but it is fortunate that he is behind prison, serving time as he should be. Young Kanye West said it like this: the people highest up have the lowest self-esteem, and the prettiest people do the ugliest things. We ain't getting that Kanye West no more, y'all, so don't even look forward to it. But that bar, that lyric, that mantra, if you will, it just wasn't a lyric that he just said, but it applies to humans. It applies to all of us. It applies to one in particular, Hulk Hogan, because the velvet rope was pulled, because just like the curtain was pulled on the life of P. Diddy, that same curtain was pulled back on one of the biggest heroes in wrestling history, the Hulkster. The Hulkster. I drunk the Kool-Aid too, y'all. My mom was about to put me in headlocks if I was gonna keep on tearing up shirts, ripping them like Hulk Hogan did. You know what I mean? When you live at home with a black mama and you ripping up clothes, there's consequences and repercussions. You already know what's gonna happen. You got money to pay to replace these shirts, these bills. Money don't grow on trees. That's what them black mamas say. It's a popular black mom saying. If you rip another t-shirt, I'm gonna rip you. I remember that one in particular. Meanwhile, I'm in the mirror, I'm doing the poses, I'm doing I can't hear you. Yeah, that was me. Hulk Hogan out here. You know what I mean? We were drinking the Kool-Aid, like I said, because Hulk Hogan during that time, he ran the 80s like he was Captain America. You couldn't go anywhere and not see Hulk Hogan. He's one of the first wrestlers that crossed over and transcended the sport. We saw him in Rocky. We saw him in some other terrible movies. We saw him on talk shows. We saw him in music videos. Like, Hulk Hogan is a cultural icon. That's something that just can't be taken away. He was the man that talked about the 24-inch pythons. But, here I am, as a kid, saying my prayers and eating my vitamins. Shouts out to vitamins. Again, I remember just asking my mom, hey, you gotta go to the store, you gotta get some vitamins. Don't you want me to grow up and be big and strong like Hulk Hogan? Get out of here, okay? Watch out. I got real life stuff going on. I ain't trying to get you no vitamins. But the thing with Hulk Hogan was that we didn't think that he was a character. We thought this is how he lived day in and day out. And the saying your prayers and eating your vitamins, this was slogans. This is what every kid dreamed of being. You dreamed of being like Hulk Hogan. You wanted to be made in the image of a superhero, because the magic trick was simple. The magic trick was simple, y'all. Convince the kids. Get the kids to buy in, because the kids are going to bring their parents, and then kids going to bring other kids, because they're going to talk about it at school. Next thing you know, we at the show. Now, me and my mama, we at the wrestling shows. That's just what wrestling is. Wrestling is built on if kids and families can come out to the shows. Now, it's a little bit different now when TKO is involved. The ticket prices don't went up. Neither here nor there. This is not that type of, we're not talking about that in this particular show right here. We're not talking about that right now, but we will get into it down the road. At the time, Hulk Hogan was wrestling, the biggest star in wrestling, the end all be all. When you talk about wrestling, you can't talk about wrestling without talking about Hulk Hogan. And here's the thing, John Cena became everything we thought Hulk Hogan was. But I'm also going to acknowledge everything that Hogan actually was. Hogan didn't fall off. I know this is a term that I shouldn't use, but essentially we woke up. I know woke is a trigger word, but I don't want you to focus on that actual word. It's not like he got caught in some weird storyline. What made Hulk Hogan, what made the light of Hogan dim in the eyes of myself and so many others is that the man off camera was a terrible human being. He was caught saying some racist comments. It was his voice, his beliefs, and what he said. And that pain hits different when you're a grown up. When the hero from your childhood sounds like the villain in your adulthood. Especially for us as black kids. Ripping our shirts, trying to get the yellow bandana. And believed in the man that we call the Hulkster. The one that we were cheering when he was getting beat down and all of a sudden started hulking up. Go get him, Hulk. Yeah, go get him. And it turns out this man didn't even like us. And that's not the only shadow on his legacy. I don't want to just sit here and just say he was a racist, but there are countless stories. You can do a YouTube search right now on wrestlers who didn't like Hulk Hogan. And you will see tons of videos. You're going to see wrestlers who felt they were held back. You're going to see wrestlers who didn't get along with them. You're going to see people who walked away feeling like the game was rigged for Hulk Hogan. Because not to mention, when he had his run in WCW, there was a clause in his contract, creative control. So he was able to dictate how matches ended. The match could go one way, be planned for him to lose. But at the moment he says, I'm invoking creative control, the script changes. But here's the complicated part. Wrestling became the global spectacle that we know it as of today because of Hulk Hogan. WrestleMania doesn't look like WrestleMania of today without the Hogan era. WWE doesn't break into mainstream culture without his face on lunchboxes, without his action figures, without him being on Saturday morning cartoons, video games, and like I said, in Hollywood. Hulk Hogan was the billboard between wrestling and entertainment, which is why Vince McMahon likes to call it sports entertainment. So yeah, the legend himself, we found out who he is. The truth came out. The disappointment hit us. But we can recognize the foundation that he helped lay. I won't take that away from him. But we still can't hold him accountable for the things that he damaged, for the things that were wrong. And that's actually how legacy works. Now, at the time of Red and Yellow, there was a new face that needed to be brought to the front. Needed a new voice. Enter John Cena in 2002. Wasn't the 10th savior. He's not the chosen one. He's not the one Vince said, you know what, I'm going to make you a star. It wasn't until later on. He was a walking question mark in some red and black tights on his SmackDown debut against Kurt Angle. We don't know if this guy's going to work. Just throw him out there to see if he can swim. After that debut, we don't know if John Cena's going to make it. Gimmick's not working. Nothing storyline wise is really hitting. Fans not feeling him. But there was something in him that kept going. And legend has it, he tells the story that he was on the bus on some tour and he was rapping it. Stephanie McMahon heard it. Hey, you need to do that out there. He found something that was actually him. It wasn't a costume. It wasn't, Captain America, but it was just John Cena. His freestyles, they would hit. He has a platinum album, a platinum rap album. Yeah, the time is now. he blended what, again, culture changes, society changes. And at the time of him turning into the doctor of thugonomics, you had a lot of suburban white kids, and the influence of hip hop had reached them. So now you have a crossbreed. You have something that cross pollinates and transcends culture again. You have a white man who can bring in this white crowd. But because John Cena actually has skills, the hip hop community, the black crowd, now you're pulling in both of them. Only in America, as Don King would say. Or Donald Glover would say, this is America. But he did this in a way that we hadn't seen in wrestling. We saw this with Eminem, big hip hop star. Tons of people buying his album, black, white, whatever race. They're all tapped in. We see it with John Cena now. And not only did kids watch Cena, the big thing is when you're in wrestling is that you want to have the merch. And the kids were wearing Cena. During the rivalry between The Rock and John Cena, The Rock said that, all these color shirts that you have, you like a bowl of Fruity Pebbles. Which is true, because John Cena had every color in that shirt. And those fans, those families, those kids were buying it up. I ain't even mad at you. The hat sold, shirts sold, wristbands sold. You Can't See Me became a universal thing. Shouts out to Caitlin Clark. Shouts out to my girl Angel Reese. I mean, You Can't See Me is a thing. One thing I love about John Cena, he became a star the old-fashioned way. Through momentum, through pressure, through his presence. He never cheated the fans. Even when they booed him, even when they hated him, even when they would cheer John Cena sucks, John Cena, he showed up. He never ran from it. He literally ran through it. Literally will run to the ring. Shouts out to Stu, cameraman. He gave the WWE what a lot of superstars don't have now, which is work ethic. He gave kids hope. He gave the locker room leadership. He gave Make-A-Wish his time. He gave the industry some character, and he wasn't just a gimmick. People said that he couldn't wrestle. They said he only had 5 moves. But notice, they never said he cheated the fans. As much as we criticize Russell Westbrook, some people call him Russell Westbrook. One thing you cannot question is his energy when he hits that floor. When he goes to work, when he hits that court, he's going to give you every single thing that he's got. He's never going to cheat the fans. John Cena loves this business. He loves the business of wrestling. Not just as a product. And I think that's the beauty of it. He doesn't look at it like a product. He looks at it as purpose. He looks at it as a craft. And he's trying to perfect it, and protect it, and even pass it forward. Even when the business didn't love him back in the same way. To me, he's Hulk Hogan 2.0. But with better software. With a better heart. The business of wrestling is bigger because of Hogan. But the business is better because of people like John Cena. John Cena became everything we thought Hogan was. And left something Hogan never did. A better business than he found it. Give John Cena his flowers. My time is up. My time is now. You can't see me. My time is now. And since we're talking about the last time, or my time is now, the last time tournament, I got beef. Here's my beef. John Cena, Gunther going against each other. Of course, everyone wishes that it was LA Knight, that it would be Trick Williams, Carmelo Hayes, Obafemi. Cool, I get it. But here we are. We got John Cena and Gunther. Number one, this does nothing for Gunther. You know why this does nothing for Gunther? Because Gunther has still lost 2 belts at WrestleMania. The first loss came against Sami Zayn, lost the Intercontinental Championship. Then just this year, he lost the World Heavyweight Championship to the Yeet Man, Jey Uso. So now we have Gunther, who's going to be essentially elevated. John Cena said something interesting, is that we could be seeing Brock Lesnar on his way out. So could WWE be using foreshadowing to make Gunther a legend killer, retire Brock Lesnar in Minnesota in SummerSlam next year? It's something to keep an eye on. But Gunther didn't need this. And then if you are going to give us Gunther has done 2 promos. One after he won last week to beat LA Knight to advance to this level, to this match. But then also on this past Monday, he did a promo in the ring about 5-7 minutes. So he's going to make John Cena tap out. He said, the man that has never given up, he's going to give up because of me. That right there, I have a problem. Usually in the wrestling business, you leave with an L. There's no way John Cena can go out on a 2-match losing streak. The way that they've been talking up Gunther, the way that Gunther beat LA Knight, he made LA Knight submit. It's my hope that John Cena goes out with a dub. But I have to be realistic. They wouldn't bring Gunther this far to make him lose. Because what would that do for Gunther? Absolutely nothing. Now, I'm all right. John Cena said in an interview with Chris Van Vliet to make sure that you watch this match and you get the closure that you need. I'm going to make sure I watch and get the closure that I need, because I already know I'm going to be irritated if John Cena taps out. As John Cena, he has never tapped out. Now, heel John Cena, Dr. Thugonomics did tap out. But that was back early 2000s, or early 2010s. But as of lately, John Cena does not tap. You don't do John Cena like that. So I'm interested to see what happens. I'm disappointed that this tournament didn't end up the way that I wanted. But hey, if you look at my LinkedIn, I don't work at WWE. I'm not a producer. I'm not a writer. I'm not on the creative team at all. However, I can offer my suggestions. So Saturday night main event will be interesting. I can't wait to see it. See what I did there. Can't wait to see it. The Unseen 17, John Cena, will be matched up against Gunther. And I do know it will be a great match. It will be an excellent match. It will be an outstanding match. It's just a result that I'm not looking forward to. So all in all, thank you, John Cena, for what you've done to the business, for the business. Thank you for being you. Thank you for being the king of the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Nobody could do it like you. Thank you for being what we all wanted Hulk Hogan to be. We appreciate you. And, God rest his soul. Prayers to the family. This has been more Insight. Insight you can trust because there is more where it came from. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe.